Will an apple seller consume more apples if price of apple rises? Now, there are few questions on economics or economic behavior which is quite elegantly explained by microeconomic theories. This is one such question or instance. Will an apple seller or any other seller of a good consume that same good more or less if the price of that good rises? So in this particular question, that's the apple. Now this depends on three factors. Those factors are substitution, sales versus consumption, and income effect. So we will be talking about those things in this video. Hello and welcome to Honey of Knowledge. You're watching Friday Talk, and in this video we will be talking about an interesting application of microeconomics. Will an apple seller consume more apples if price of apple rises? Now it depends on three factors. The first being substitution effect. What is substitution effect? I don't need to tell this to an economics student, but still I will tell it to the general populace. When the price of a good rises, one effect is of substituting it for something else. So that effect is kind of a driver. So one driver is the substitution effect. So the substitution driver thing over here gives you an incentive to substitute that expensive good for a slightly cheaper good. So if the price of apple rises, the substitution effect will tell you to consume less of it. But your ultimate decision will be governed by combining these three factors. So the substitution effect is telling you to consume less of it, which is quite intuitive also. If price of something rises, you will definitely want to consume less of it on a normal basis. Next thing is sales versus consumption. Now the idea here is whether you consume it on a net basis or sell it on a net basis, which means are you seller of that good or a consumer of that good. So if you are a seller of that good, which is the case in this question, apple seller, then this second point is insufficient to answer my question. So the first and second point is insufficient. I need to combine my income effect. Now what does this income effect mean? Income effect means that what happens to my consumption if my income rises, my total income rises. So let us say I am buying apples and I get more money. Will I buy more apples or less apples or the same apples? So that is the kind of income effect which we are talking about. So this income effect is dependent upon my total income and not the price of the good which is changing in nature. So I will talk about income effect when my income changes, right? So the first effect, substitution effect, is just dependent on the price. The last two effects, sales versus consumption and income effect, are quite interlinked with nature. So if I am a seller, I need to take both these things into consideration. But if I am a buyer, a net buyer, which means I do not sell this good, but generally I buy this good from the market. So in that case, your sales versus consumption says that you are a net consumer. For you, a net consumer, substitution effect is going to be negative because it will tell you to buy less. And also the second point, you don't need to go to the third point, because generally you tend to buy more when you have more money. So these goods which you buy more when you have more money, we have a specific name for that in economics. I'm not going to use those jargons over here. I want this video to be as general as possible. So when you have a good which you buy more when your income rises and you are a net buyer of that good, so in that case your all these three forces or drivers make you buy less of that good. So that a good example could be apple, because yes, apple is something I mean both the things, Apple laptop on which I'm shooting this video and Apple the fruit which you might eat on a daily basis if you want to avoid doctors. So if the price of that apple rises, definitely most of us are net buyers, so we would be consuming less of it. So to continue the discussion, when we have goods which we consume more, when we have more money, a seller of that good, a net seller of that good has two drivers or two forces in opposite directions. Substitution effect will tell the net seller of that good to consume less, but effects 2 and 3 will tell the seller of that good to consume more. So it will be decided by the strength of both these two factors. 2 and 3 combined can be said as income effect and endowed income effect, and one is your substitution effect. You can get a more mathematical treatment to this specific question in variant textbook, I mean in the undergrad variant book. So in that undergrad variant book, go to page number, I will write that thing down here, page number 171, and you will get the mathematical treatment for this question. I will try to do that mathematical treatment in a future video, in a non-Friday Talk video. This is a Friday Talk, so I want to make it a general video. So in a more economic or mathematical video, I will like to cover this more mathematically. Right now, this was just a short video to give a general idea on what happens to a net seller of a good when the price of that good rises. I will just sum it up again. The net seller of good will buy more or buy less dependent on how strong is the effect of income on his consumption, because income effect is making him buy more, but a net demander of the good, people who like us who buy those goods for us, if the price of that good rises, we will consume less of it for most of the goods. So with this, I will like to end this Friday Talk, and if you like this Friday Talk and you want more Friday Talk on economics, then do let me know in the comments below. And before you go, do like this video and also subscribe to Honey of Knowledge to get more content on economics, finance, data science, physics, and bye bye.